everyone, welcome back to a new tutorial. I hope you're all keeping very well and keeping safe as well. This week I am going to paint a lovely little picture that one of my patrons sent me. Catherine, if you're watching, I hope you like this. Catherine needs a bit of help painting this scene that she has taken. She sent me a photograph of this beautiful scene right outside her backyard. It's in Ontario, I think she said Ontario. Correct me if I'm wrong, Catherine. So yeah, she wants me to help. She wants to paint this, but she's not sure how to go about it, how to approach it, colours, that kind of thing. So I said, yeah, I'll help you out and we'll paint this for Catherine this week, okay? I hope you like it. I've my stuff set up behind me here. This is going to be lovely, some nice reflections. So yeah, grab your stuff. Join me for some lovely painting again, oil painting, nice easy techniques, and a bit of crack along the way, yeah? So go on, get your stuff, get ready. I'm looking forward to doing this. Thank you so much, Catherine, and thank you for all your support as well. So don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. I have a 16 by 12 canvas. I primed it once and I sanded it lightly and I gave it a rub with some linseed oil, just with some tissue, and it's dry. It's just nice and dry now, but it's lovely and smooth. Here is my palette. I have a nice selection of colours now, but I might not need all of these, okay? I have titanium white, naples yellow, cadmium yellow pale, alizarin crimson, some phaylo blue, some burnt umber, some lamp black, and a little sienna. I'm not sure if I need sienna, but it's nice just to have it there. Right, I have some turpentine with a little linseed oil in a jar. Look, a tiny little bit, that's all you need. I have some blue tissue paper, a little bit of that, and that's all we need. I'm going to put in a sketch now of where the land meets the sky up there. I'm going to put it across like that now, just very loosely, look. It doesn't have to be perfect. Because we have a lot of reflection. I would have liked to see a bit more of the sky, but it doesn't matter. It's absolutely fine. We have nice big long reflections coming down. And we have a nice row of hedge of these kind of fir trees coming along like that. And over there. So that's pretty much now all I need to paint, all I need to sketch, okay? Everything else will be paint. Now, I'm going to start with the sky, and I'm going to take now a nice clean brush. Let me see if I have a nice clean one. You do have to have a nice clean brush, especially when doing a sky. It has to be nice and clean and soft. Okay, I think I'll go with this. Now the sky is basically just a nice light blue all the way across, and we'll do some nice clouds then as well on this, yes? Catherine, I hope you enjoy this. Beautiful. Now, I did increase the colours in the photograph there, in the reference photograph, just slightly. I just increased the saturation, just to bring out the rich colours a little bit more. I just did it on my phone, no big deal, just no special software or anything like that. A little phaylo blue. Now, I'm using phaylo blue because it's a nice earthy blue. You can use cobalt if you like, but cobalt tends to kind of get washed out very quickly, and it doesn't have a kind of a richness that you want for a nice rich blue sky. So I'm using phaylo blue, and I'm just going to start off now with a nice bright blue up in the corner up here, okay? Now you can see it's nice and creamy. I just took a tiny amount of turpentine. And let's go up here and put in this nice blue. I'm going to just go around the trees because I want to keep those nice and dark later on. Just go right across here. And it's quite thin now, it's not a very thick mix I have on the canvas, okay? It's quite thin, and I'm doing that so that I can then, if I want to apply thicker colour, you see, I just made it a little bit richer just there. If I want to apply a richer colour then, it'll stick much, much easier. So I'm now going to lighten this because it gets nice and light as it comes away off into the distance, doesn't it? So I've just added a bit of white into that. I'm going to smooth it all across. Look nice and smooth. Lovely and smooth. And I'm going to clean my brush. So I'm just going to dip my brush into my turpentine. And I'm going to give it a good rub on some of my tissue. Look, I'll show you what I'm doing here. Now, I dip into my turpentine, okay? Right in quickly. So it's soaking. And then I just soak it into the tissue. I'll let the tissue soak it up. That's all I do. So now I'm just going to dampen it very slightly and take just a little white. I have a little bit of blue already in the brush, so that's going to mix with the white and make a nice pale blue. You see? So I'm just going to go right along here now in the distance. We have this nice light colour, and I'm going to soften these two together. Right along there, that's lovely. And I'm going to do the same now over here. You can, if you like, just put your blue all the way across and then just add white to it. But it might be a little more difficult for you to lighten it. It'll take a lot of paint to lighten the colour, okay? So that's why I just kind of left the white space, just to make it easier to get the result much quicker, you know what I mean? So now I'm just going to soften all this across, look, make it nice and soft all together, blend it all nicely together. There we go. And there we have a nice bright blue sky. Okay, clouds. Now I'm just looking at it there now. I don't know, should I maybe darken it a little tiny bit up on the top? And I might even take a hint of crimson. Just to warm it very, very slightly, okay? Because it's quite a rich colour up on top, and I want the clouds to stand out nicely against the background as well, you see. So I'm just going to put on a little bit and soften it down then, look. Soften it right down into that blue. I think it'll just make a difference. And it does help create a little bit more distance in your painting. So a dark colour on top will really give you an impression of perspective and distance in your painting. Well, in the sky, the sky in particular. Now, I'm going to put this brush down and get another brush, a smaller one, and it's just kind of a very roughly splayed out brush. And because this is a nice thin layer here now, you see, my clouds will stick much better to this. Now the cloud is, I'm going to make the cloud a very light pinky colour to begin with, okay? So I'm just going to take, now I'm going to use a dry brush, and that'll help stick. Because if I wet this with turpentine and put it on the canvas, it's just going to mix too easily into the colour that's there, and it won't stay. The brush strokes will dissipate. So I'm just going to use paint on its own, right? A little bit of white, and nice thick paint. A little hint of crimson, tiny hint now, because it's a very strong colour. Okay. A little bit more. I'm taking tiny amounts as I go, as to not overpower the mix too soon. Do you understand? So we have a lovely nice pink there now, and into that I might take a hint of Naples yellow, and that will just warm it. It'll give me a nice kind of a sunlit cloud type of a colour. Tiny little amounts, look. Now that will probably do. And now I'm not going to copy the clouds exactly, but I'm just going to put in my own clouds. So let's just go, I won't go all the way up out of the photograph. So look, I'm just going to go like this. Give it a little squiggle, kind of mess it up a little bit. Let the brush sort of dance around on the canvas, look. And I'll soften it down at the bottom, just a little. I'll clean my brush then, because this now has picked up the blue, so it's getting a bit dirty. Give it a quick clean and go back in and pick up some more of that lovely paint. And let's go like this. Okay, don't like that. Go and clean it again. Pick up a bit more. Let's put a couple of kind of rogue clouds. Do you know the way you have those sort of rogue clouds which will kind of dart across the sky here and there, a little bit here, a little bit there, type of a thing? Now, pick a bit of white, put a nice bright colour just in there. Okay, like so. Clean the brush again. Now, if it gets really dirty, okay, just dip it in your turpentine once and just soak it into the tissue again. That'll clean your brush relatively decent for you. So a bit more white, a bit more pink, and a hint of Naples yellow. Give it a quick mix, and let's go back up here. We have a lot of shade on the left hand side here now, so we don't have to go too far over with this light colour. But I do want to show a nice bright cloud. Okay, I leave it at that. Give it a wipe. And I may add even a little hint of Naples yellow with more white. I see a very bright sunny kind of a colour in here, which I quite like. So just a little hint of it here and there, look. I'm not mixing too much because yellow and blue make green, don't they? And we don't want green on our cloud. And by the way, you can just keep this simple if you want. You don't have to go to all this length of trouble to make your clouds. You can just put simple white clouds in if you like, alright? Okay, there we go. Put one or two more down here. Like that. Now, so that's the light side of the cloud pretty much done. Let's put a bit of shadow into this now. And I'm going to be careful with the shadow. I'm going to use some of the blue I already have. And I'm going to mix a little bit of crimson with it. The shadow is just a nice warm pinky blue. Now that might even be enough. Let me just take a look. I'm being very careful now with this colour because what I mean is I'm going adding little tiny hints of colour to this as I go if I think it's wrong. Now let me just put that in there along the bottom. Well, that's not bad. Okay, I think we'll push on with that colour. That's quite nice, isn't it? I'm putting a little impression of some shadow clouds off in the distance. Of course, when they're off in the distance, they're going to be very elongated, very horizontal, aren't they? I'll put one or two kind of little bits. I'm just using the very corner of one piece of the brush, okay? I'm not using my whole brush now for this at all. I'm just kind of pushing it along, like so. I put a little hint. Now I will warm it slightly as it comes forward. So I'll add a little hint of crimson to that, just to make it a little more on the pinky side. Because as it comes around it gets warmer, doesn't it? So let's put a little bit more like that, just there. And I'm just looking very loosely now at the shape of those shadows, okay? I'm kind of going my own way as well at the same time. So you don't have to kind of copy it exactly as it is. Now I'm going to soften this into that lighter colour there, very, very, very gently, look. And I'm going to go up then, you can see it's nice in shadow up here. It's taking another hint of pink. Okay, so I have a nice kind of a plummy colour now. And I'm going to sort of soften it along in the shadow side. It's just about having a bit of fun, really, I think. Just go with it, have a bit of fun. And I'll put a little bit there, perhaps a little bit around the back of that. I'm not going to overdo this, okay? I'm just going to try and keep it as simple as I can, really. So I'm going to stop at that now for one moment. I'm then going to take a nice soft brush. Now I'll go for my nice soft blender brush. Now it's quite hard on the top, but it'll do for this. Just for this little piece. I'll use a side and I'm just going to soften some of those together, look. Just taking away the brush strokes, that's all. Nice and gently, okay? Just soften them out. So we have nice soft clouds flicking across up in the sky. Isn't that lovely? There. Now, how about that? Isn't that lovely? Now let's move on to these lovely raw trees I see off here in the distance. They're quite nice. The easiest way now to do those, I would say, is either use a fan brush, okay, like this, Or I would use as well a nice flat brush like this. Now my fan brushes are not great at the moment. They're all quite worn. But what I would do basically is go like this with the fan brush, okay? Nice straight edge all the way across. Or with the flat brush, you could do the same thing. Now I think I might try both and we'll see which one is better, yes? So I'm learning here now just as much as you're learning as well. I have another one here, look, it's has a nice sharp edge to it. Let's mix up that nice rich colour off in the distance. I'm going to go with some cadmium yellow and I'm going to go with some burnt sienna. There's probably a bit too much sienna, is it? No, maybe not. Okay, and just to put that hint of green into it, I might take a hint of black. Just the smallest hint. That will add a hint of a greeny kind of a brown. Now let me just try that. So my brush now was pointy. See it? It's nice and flat and pointy. I hope you can see that. I'm just going to go along and I'm just going to go dab, 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 dab like this all the way along. See? And that gives you that lovely effect of the top of the trees being nice and pointy, doesn't it? Pick up a bit more. Now it probably needs to be a bit darker, but look, we can darken it, not to worry. Let's add a hint of burnt umber to this. And we'll go a little bit darker. And I might even take a hint of black and a hint of sienna. I won't mix them. I'll let them mix themselves naturally on the canvas. Look, see? So we end up now with lots of dark areas and light areas. A bit more sienna. Okay. Now it starts getting lighter as it goes across, doesn't it? But I must darken this side a bit more. It's still not dark enough for me. So let me take some sienna, burnt umber. I'll take a hint of black and a hint of crimson. The black and the crimson, just so it's not pure black, understand? That little bit of crimson will just warm it a little bit. A little bit of crimson, a little bit of black, not mixing it. Okay, now I'll give the brush a quick wipe on some tissue like that, just to get rid of some of the colour. Then I go back into some yellow. I start picking up some lighter colours. We go with some yellow and some sienna. I'm just going to put it in kind of loosely just for the moment. Maybe a hint of Naples. Okay. I get some more yellow, some sienna and a hint of Naples. I think a bit more sienna. It does get quite bright. There we go. A little Naples yellow with sienna, I think. Try that. Now, I might just flatten some of the tops of those just a little bit, because they do look like they're all the same height all the way across exactly on the photograph. Now again, they don't have to be, but I'd like to try and get it as near as possible, do you know what I mean? I'm going to take now a little bit of cadmium yellow with a hint of black and burnt umber. I'm using tiny amounts of this colour now, by the way, okay? Only tiny little amounts. And I'm going to put the hint of that kind of dark green in here and there. See, just here and there. Then I'm going to take some black with burnt umber and put in some nice dark down at the bottom here, using the corner of my brush. See, look, leaving it sweep right along. Maybe some burnt sienna. So I'm adding to it as I go then, you see. And then it gets light, so I'll take burnt sienna and some Naples yellow. And I go along there with that lovely colour. It's quite nice, isn't it? Okay, and it sort of almost disappears up into the trees then around here. Now I do want to put a very strong shadow on this side over here, so I'm going to take some phaylo blue and some crimson, and with that very strong dark shadow, it's a kind of a dark plummy purple, alright? I'm going to go along here with that. I'm just scrubbing it in. That's all I'm doing. Just like so. Alright? Now, I'll clean my brush with a quick clean. We can just put, with a small pointy brush, now I know I'm going into a bit of detail with this, but I want to make it nice. I can see a very light spot just going across over there. So with some sienna and a little hint of white, just going to go along here. The little white edge over there, okay? Just a little. And we have some little hints of water in there as well. So I'll take a little bit of the light blue and I'm going to put a little suggestion of some water. See? Little bits of reflection of that water over there. Off in the distance. Isn't that lovely? We're doing quite nice now, aren't we? Let's move on now to this lovely section here of these trees. I'll go back to this, what I use for the sky. Just a very rough, any rough brush will do you fine. And I'm going to mix. It's a funny kind of a colour because I can see blue, but I can see hints of brown up there as well. So I'm going to try some phaylo blue, some black, which will give me a very dark greeny bluey sort of a colour, and then take a hint of burnt umber into that, I think, and that will give you a hint of a sort of a dark greeny bluey type of a colour. Okay, let's go with that just for now. We will add to this if we need to. Okay, a bit more burnt umber. There we go, and I'm going to just come along here very loosely now. Okay, I'm going to darken it really dark down now at the very base of this, alright? A little burnt umber and a bit of black. And just soften it up. Then I'm going to get this brush I used for the orange in the background, okay? This nice one with the point on it. I'm going to take some nice dark colour, some black, some blue, and a hint of brown. And I'm going to just try and create some kind of branches of the fern coming out. Like so. Okay, just like that. Going up at an angle, either side. And then I will go up here and I may give this one some shadow as well. I'll take some burnt umber, I think, and a hint of sienna for this side over here. Soften that down. Just dab in the brush. Dab, 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 dab. And we go across then over here. And it's just a mixture of lots of different types of trees and stuff like that. Foliage, branches, all that kind of thing. So I'm just going to put a couple of dabs like this in here just to suggest that over on this side, okay? Now I'm going to give it a bit more light just on that side. So I'll try some naples yellow with a little sienna. Okay, a bit more sienna there now. And just put a hint of that colour here and there. Okay, just like so. Now, that's not bad now at all, is it? I come down here now with this kind of grassy area. What I'm going to do is take some burnt umber with some blue. So burnt umber, phaylo blue, and I'll take a hint of Naples yellow. I won't use white, I'll use Naples yellow. White will make it very, very chalky. So a nice thick colour here now is sort of a greeny, it's a sort of a muddy kind of a green colour. Little drop of turpentine in that, and just put in the bank very kind of loosely along here, and comes up at a slight angle. It all sort of mixes with the water down here, doesn't it? And you can hardly tell where it begins and it ends. So I'm just going to put this in like here, like this first, right? So we go like this, and come along like that. I'm going to take some dark colour, so some black and some blue. And I'm going to put some black and some blue in here and there, just to give us some darks, okay? See? Dab, 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 just along here and there. No big deal. Now I'm going to clean my brush, just quickly. And I'm going to take some Naples yellow, and just with Naples yellow on its own, I'm going to give it some lights. So some bright coloured weeds and grasses and all that type of thing going on. You see? Just a nice impression, that's all. Then I'll put that down, and I will take my pointy brush, wherever I put it. Oh yeah, there it is. My pointy brush, I'll take some of the blue, and I'm going to put, again, a suggestion of some of the water kind of after creeping across and coming in here. Here and there, okay? So like little pools of water, that kind of thing. And perhaps even with just some little bits of black, give it a little bit of detail. Look, just could be little bits of log wood. You know, it's very sort of boggy, so I'd imagine there's lots of bits of wood and timber and stuff like that around the place. Tree trunks, that kind of stuff. Right, now that'll do. That'll do fine. Again, we can just fix all this later on as well, okay? So not to worry. Right, next step, what should we do next? Should we go and do the water next? How about that? We'll have a bit of fun with the water. Right, I'm going to get some more paint. I'm going to take some titanium white. And what else do I need? I think that's all I need for now. Yeah, that'll do me fine. I'm going to take another brush. I'll go with something slightly thicker, but give me a bit more paint, alright? Now, any rough brush at all will do. Again, I'm going to mix a very bright blue for here first, okay? So we just go along now in stages and do sections and mix it together then at the end, okay? Soften everything together. So let's start now with a nice light blue. Take some white, little hint of phthalo blue. There we go, and there we go. With that, we just take a look now first. Okay, that's not bad. Let's go with that for now. I'll come along here. And I'm going to start darkening it then as it comes down. I'll take a tiny, tiny amount of turpentine just to wet the paint, just to help it flow. That's really all. Just to help it flow along nicely. And I'm going to start putting this slightly bluer colour into it. I'm going to soften it up into the lighter colour, look. Now you don't even have to worry about it, you can always put in more lighter colour later if you wish, alright, that's completely fine. I'm going to just leave this area where there's a very dark coming into the water there, the reflection, okay. Go along like that. Again, I'll dampen my brush very lightly, and I'm going to start warming it as it comes across. So I'll take some phaylo blue, some crimson, and again another hint of turpentine, and a little white. I'm going to soften that in, start making it nice now and rich and dark as it comes down further, okay? I hope this makes sense now, Catherine. I hope you enjoy this. If not, just get some ideas from it, you know what I mean? Let me take a bit more pink now. I'm just going to get a lot more pink now as it comes across. And then it kind of lightens again as it comes over to this side, doesn't it? Gets a little bit lighter. We also have a little bank coming up here. Let me just put that kind of roughly in, just like that. Look, see? That'll save us having to paint all that then as well. So my brush now is kind of quite dry, and even the paint on the canvas is quite dry. It's a very thin, dry kind of a mix. Do you understand what I mean? I'm going to go really dark in here. So again, a little drop of turpentine, and plenty of phthalo blue, a little bit of white, and a little touch of crimson, just to warm it that little bit. I'm going to soften it just a little bit. Okay, soften it up. Then I'm going to go really dark in the corner. I'm going to go with some phthalo blue and a hint of black. How about that, huh? Now we're getting brave. Phthalo blue and a hint of black. I might even just go phthalo blue on its own as well. Make it really, really rich and really blue. I'm going to soften that up very gently, look. And then soften across. So you can see now all these upward strokes, brush strokes, really help give it that reflective kind of look. You understand? Now don't worry about that little dot, that's just from the primer underneath, okay? Let's not worry about that. That's probably my fault, I didn't leave it dry long enough. So, we stand back now and take a look at this and see what this looks like. It's not bad at all. It's not too bad, look. You know, we'll add to it as we see fit. Now I'm going to take another very soft brush. I'm running out of soft brushes. Do you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to reach over here and I have my wife's makeup brush. Look at that. The softest hair you'll ever get. And I'm going to soften it with this. Very gently, look. Up and down, up and down. Soften all those together. You can even go across it like this, very loosely. I want it nice and soft. Now, see, look, not amazing. Then I'm going to add a little bit of the cloud colour in there. So I'm going to take my little cloud brush. I'll go with a little, now let me clean it first, obviously. I'll give it a quick clean first, my turpentine. I'll go with a little pink, a little Naples yellow, and a hint of white, okay? And I'll go down here then, and I will just very, very loosely put in a suggestion of that cloud. Look, just a couple of hints of that colour. Once you see the colour, that's all you need. You see? It's just a hint. Just to give you a little impression. Try a bit of white in there. Just up and down and here and there. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'll soften that back in, you see? Now, I want to go a little bit brighter up here. So I'm just going to again take a clean brush, go with some white, a little hint of phthalo blue, and I'm going to just go up here and put in some nice bright fresh colour. Coming across, look, softening across, nice and gently. Now, then I'm going to add, so you see I'm just going along now and doing this in sections. Next now is a reflection of this. So it's just very simply, I'm going to go with lamp black, some phthalo blue, that would probably even be enough. I'm going to pull that down here now, look. And very, very gently just give it a slight flick through that blue paint. So I'm just kind of copying the general shape very loosely, you see. Up here and up in there. Now, how's that? Does that make a little sense now, don't it? Just give this one a little bit of more width. And now what I'm going to do is, with my small pointy brush, I'm going to take some, I'll take some of the light blue. I'm just going to go along, let me take a bit more there actually, a bit more blue. I'm going to just give it a hint of some ripples, okay? Just to separate the land there from that reflection, that's all. Now, a couple of loose reflections, see? A couple of loose ripples rather. I'll put a couple down here. Again, just left and right, that's all. Just to break it up, just see what I mean? Now, the next thing we're going to do is, I'm going to put in this bank over here. I'm going to keep it pretty much similar to the colour I used over here, okay? I'm going to just get some phthalo blue on my palette. So this is turning out quite nice now, isn't it, Catherine? I really hope now that you like doing this. Let me take my big brush again. I'll dampen it ever so slightly. And we'll go for some phthalo blue, some black, and some burnt umber. Plenty of burnt umber in this now because it's more on the kind of the browny side of this dark muddy kind of a colour. Okay? So plenty of burnt umber. Now let's go across and just put that in like that. And I think the thing that catches your attention with this kind of photograph and this painting is the contrast. So the light against the dark against the light. Everything really just kind of catches your eye, doesn't it? It's a very eye-catching photograph. Well done, Catherine. It's a lovely, lovely photograph. I'm very impressed. I'm going to sort of let this kind of fade off now, here and there, just to give a bit of distance again, you see? It doesn't have to be completely separate lines. Now, I'm going to switch brushes just for a moment. Let me see now, what brush will I use? I might switch to this one. This will give me a bit more control because what I want to do is, now I'm going to just add a little bit of pink and brown into this side here, okay? Around here and there. Because I can see a hint of a warm kind of a colour in there. I'm just going to create some texture and some impression of grass, that kind of thing. And it's going into the water as well, isn't it? Look. So I'm just going to pushing it into the water here and there. Making it very sort of rough and kind of rugged. especially down here, kind of comes out there and goes into the reflection, you see. And there's a lot of it just around the centre really. Now I could even use the fan brush for that in a moment. I just want to darken first some of these around here, okay? So along this bank, I'm just going to darken some of them. Give it a bit more depth, that's all. I'm just flicking the brush upward, you see? Giving it little flicks here and there. Just creating a nice little dark against light again. Now a bit more black, a bit more burnt umber, and I might put a couple in here, look. Isn't that lovely? And one or two just to break up the reflection here. Couple there. And we can put a few, just dot a few around here and there, look. In the centre. Isn't that lovely? Yeah, that's very nice. I'm very, very happy with that. Now what I'll do is, I'll take my little tiny pointy knife and I might, so what I'll do first, my apologies, I'll take some of that dark colour again and give some of these a little bit of a reflection down, look. I'll just soften here and there, just the odd one or two, alright? Not every single one, no, just the odd one or two. Then I'll take my pointy brush to get some of that lovely bright colour, that whitey blue, and I'll just go in and in underneath some of those, look. That would help sit all of these down. Isn't that wonderful? And we can just add some of those nice white ripples then, here and there. Go up here, it's nice and bright up here. I want to keep this area nice and bright, so put plenty of white up here, okay? Now, there we go. Now I'll give that a little bit of brightness as well. I might use the fan brush. Let's try the fan brush, yes? I'll go with some Naples yellow. That's all I need. And I might just go along and give a little hint of brightness just here and there. Now I want the brush to be kind of nice and flat as I can. So I'm just going to go along very gently here and there. Just along some of the tops of those, you see? Well, that's even enough. And I'll then give a little bit of dark texture here and there on the water. See? Just a little. Now if you really want to go all out with this, you can get a very small pointy brush and try and give some little tiny flicks of grasses here and there, yes? Let's get some black and a bit of brown. And look, you can just give one or two little tiny flicks. Now this brush is still not even pointy enough for me. It's still very, very thick. But you get the idea. Very tiny, fine little lines. And there we go. That's just a way, Catherine, of keeping it kind of nice and loose and simple. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed it. Again, you can add to this now as you please. Okay? Put your own twist on it, add your own little bits and bobs into it. It's your painting, you can do what you want with it, okay? Just have a bit of fun. Make sure and have a bit of fun when you're doing it. It's the most important part. now. And that's just a nice simple tutorial about taking your scene and keeping it simple. Let's stick an old board up here, will we? Let's go up here, look.